It's imperative that Batman gets destroyed. But Batman's the good guy, James. Yeah, but that's the collateral damage. Oh, hello, my name is James and welcome to Mirror Domain's Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines. And indeed, this is a live news show for movie fans, where we talk about all the trending movie news of the day. It's Monday, February 19th. Happy Family Day, everybody out there, for everybody in Ontario, Canada. Well, I think it's like President's Day in the United States. So it's a holiday for most people. Hey, we got some good headlines here. As we got some reactions to Gladiator 2 footage. That's cool. Luc Besson doing a Dracula movie. The guy who did like The Fifth Element and stuff like that. Interesting. Talking about space movies and stuff. We got Kate Mara and Lawrence Fishburne in The Astronaut. Kickboxer with Jean-Claude Van Damme gets a reboot. Of course, the BAFTAs happened over the weekend. We'll take a look at the winners and losers from that. We start off today's show by talking about Dune Part 2 that is coming out in a couple weeks. And the premieres, the red carpets have been coming out, and Anya Taylor-Joy as a secret Dune Part 2 role? Wow, look at her dressed up there at one of the premieres there. I think this was over in the UK somewhere. Star-studded Leicester Square premiere in London, yes. So she was there. She let it slip that she's, well, in the movie. I cannot believe that we kept the secret that long. The film directors told the film director Denis Villeneuve told the magazine it required so much work to keep that secret. Everybody signed with their blood. Well, it's going to be out in a couple of weeks, guys. Actually, I'm seeing it in 6 days. That's cool, guys. I'm seeing it on Sunday night, 7 p.m. Dune Part 2. This is kind of a bit of a spoiler to me. I would have been somebody who would have appreciated just being in the theater and going, oh, that's Anya Taylor-Joy? Cool, man. I don't know what she'll be playing because all the major roles are pretty much cast for Dune Part 2. March 1st in Canada is the release, guys. So we're still, about 11 days away. 12 days. 12 days. But, who could she be playing? Because Zendaya, Timothée Chalamet, Rebecca Ferguson, Javier Bardem, Josh Brolin, Austin Butler, Florence Pugh, Dave Bautista, Christopher Walken, Lea Seydoux, Stellan Skarsgård. We know who those people were all going to be playing. So, and those are pretty much the main characters in the story. Now, that doesn't mean that she can't be like a cameo somewhere in there. I just don't know which role it would be. There's the big showdown between Fade and, Paul. Is she in the background there? Maybe she'll be like one of these sisters or whatever that use their voice and stuff. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But God, Zendaya. Wow. Sandworms, guys. Bring it on. Dune Part 2. Anya Taylor-Joy. Interesting. So she said when she was asked about this, the Dune universe, this is a dream come true. The books are incredible, but with the cast and with Denis, it doesn't get any better than that. So she's worked with great directors. Denis Villeneuve, Robert Eggers, wow. George Miller. Whew. Great. She's a great actress, guys, all around. One of my favorites is she's in my top 10. She fights every now and then to get into the 5th spot, but I can't wait for that. Dune Part 2, Anya Taylor-Joy. Are you going to be looking forward to that? Guys, the hype is getting up there, isn't it? You hear so many good things that, like, the word of mouth of people who have gone to see the screenings have been kind of like, this is epic, this is what filmmaking is supposed to be, kind of thing, right? And then this is more like I know that people get hyped over Avatar, but this is more interesting to me than Avatar. This is like the big epics kind of thing. What do you guys think? Anya Taylor-Joy in Dune. Fascinating. Let's move on to the weekend's box office report. And guys, Bob Marley, One Love wins the weekend box office, totally crushing Madame Webb. I don't think that's a big of a surprise. I think most people expected that. Chris Schobert in the live chat says, hey, James. Hey, how's it going? So, Bob Marley. I haven't seen it yet, guys. I was only able to see one movie on the weekend, and that was Madame Webb. Now, I am off today and tomorrow, so I may go see this. I might see this tomorrow because it's like $5 for a ticket, and then you get a small popcorn with that. So I might be seeing that tomorrow. It's family day, so I want to take my rest of my day and just relax. I was out at the gym earlier this morning, so hey, that's good stuff. And I hear good things about Bob Marley. The critics don't like it as much, but the people who have gone out to see it, there's a bit of a disparity there between the critics and the audience. Okay. I like the actor who's playing Bob Marley because he was in Secret Invasion as the bad guy, and I was like one of the few people that actually liked Secret Invasion. Marvel's on Disney Plus. I'm just looking forward to the performances. I'm looking forward to the music. Yeah, so I am going to go see this, and I will see it tomorrow, and then I'll publish my straight out of the theater reaction. I don't think I'll do like a formal review for it. Lashana Lynch, yeah, guys, I want to see this movie. I want to see this movie for sure. Somebody loved it. The Arts Desk. One Love is watchable enough, but it isn't the monument to Marley that it thought it was going to be. Fascinating. A lot of people didn't like it, though. A lot of the critics didn't like it. CNN. It's a dutiful addition to a recent wave of such biographies. Rocket Man, Bohemian Rhapsody, but a largely uninspired one. His music and his ideas and all the people who helped usher them into this fractured world deserve better, says The Atlantic. Eesh. Oi. Guys, as I said, I'm seeing it for the music. I'm seeing it for the acting. I'm hoping it'll have like a nice atmosphere to it. You know, kind of a mood and tone that I don't care. Like, if it's got story problems, I think this is one of those things where it's because it's like Bob Marley's music, it should like help take away from some of the those feelings of me being a little bit more scrutinous about, well, the act didn't really set up for this. Why is this scene in here? Like, it'll be, I won't be looking at it as critically, basically, is what I'm trying to say, right? But I want to see it, and I'll see it tomorrow. So, how did it fare at the box office? Let's just take a look. For the weekend of February 16th to the 19th. Now, guys, this is the 3-day weekend totals. There is the normal 2-day weekend totals, but you got to remember this. Bob Marley, One Love, and Madame Webb came out on Valentine's Day on February 14th. So they've actually had 5 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Oh, and Monday. So they've had 6 days in the theaters. So just know that going in, which is good for Bob Marley with 33.2 million in the #1 spot. Not good for Madame Webb in the 17.6 million second spot. But Argyle hanging in there in the 3rd spot, 5.5 million. Migration, 5 million. In the #5 spot, you had Beekeeper, 3.9. So, as I said, there's the difference in the weekend there. Yeah, added on like a couple million to each of these totals, and The Chosen came in on the 2-day weekend. But we'll go with the 3-day weekend, President's Day weekend there in the States. I guess it's pretty much as I predicted. I thought that Anyone But You would have enough to hang in there, but guys, it's been in theaters for like 9 weeks, and it was Valentine's Day weekend, so it did make good cheddar. Anyone But You is that Sydney Sweeney rom-com. 189 million for a rom-com, guys. A raunchy rom-com from what I hear. Kudos to that. Can't get better than that, right? Yeah. And I don't know if that's still playing in my theater. Yeah, it's right there. At 1:15. Is it playing tomorrow? Maybe I'll take in a double feature tomorrow. Yeah, 1:15, 4:15. So I could take it in a double feature. I want to see Bob Marley at 1:15 tomorrow. Get that $5 deal for the small popcorn. Whoops! Yeah, you guys don't need to see that. Well, it is what it is. Bob Marley. 51 domestically, 29 internationally, 80 million worldwide. And I don't think the budget for this was extremely high. So that's good. That's really good for Bob Marley. I don't think anybody will complain about that. But we got to talk about the big elephant in the room, guys. Madame Webb. Now, I didn't think that this movie was as terrible as, well, the critics would have you believe. 13%. It's not a 13% movie, guys. It's got basic things like structure that it follows, but it's not a very good structure. And it's got some wooden acting in there, pacing issues a little bit towards the middle where it gets drawn out. But yeah, this movie should have been like an hour and 40 minutes at the most. 13% by critics, 55% by the audience. And I said this in my shorts review, guys, where this is just the kind of thing where it's the popular thing to make fun of Madame Webb. So everybody's going to be making fun of it. I'm not one of those people that feels like they have to do that because I like to think for myself. Yeah. 25.8 domestically, 25.7 international for a worldwide total of 51.5 million. Now, guys, we got to talk about, like, Madame Webb's budget was around 80 million, right? Now, is it going to be a bomb for 51 million? It's going to have a bit of an advantage because there's nothing really else opening up this weekend. This coming weekend. There's like a Demon Slayer anime film coming out. I think it's Demon Slayer. Some animes are coming out, but not like nothing else. So this is it for February. Oh my God, I'm only up to like 4 or 5 films for February. That's going to be the low haul, guys. I thought something else was coming out on Netflix, but I guess not. Hey, it is what it is. That's the only reprieve that they'll have, is that Bob Marley should stay number 1. The anime will be number 2, maybe. No, maybe the anime will come in number 1. I think it will be number 1. Then it'll be, everything will get shifted down 1, pretty much. As I said, it's a slow weekend at the box office this coming up week. So Bob Marley will still have some time to run out, and so will Madame Webb. It'll inch towards that breaking even point. I said that this is like the popular thing to hate on. The bandwagon will be around it. And you will get the suckers out there that will say, well, it's so bad, I want to go see it anyway to see how bad it is so I can make fun of it and go, well, hey, if that's what you want to waste your money on. I have some magic beans you may want to buy if that's your case. You know, hey, you do what you want to do kind of thing, right? Is it going to be the complete disaster? If it had an $80 million budget, it's going to cap out, though. Like once Dune Part 2 comes out at the beginning of March, these are going to be all sunk. March is going to be a big month at the box office, guys. It's kind of like the spring box office is becoming more popular than the summer box office because of the releases. It really feels like some studio dropped the ball by not releasing a big movie this coming week. So it may inch towards that $80 million budget. So yeah, obviously it's still a bomb. It didn't make its money back, but it's nowhere near as catastrophic as some other big budgeted bombs out there. Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon. What else? Yes, I'll always use those as my punching bags because they shouldn't be costing $200 million. Anyway, when you're modest like this and you make a $50 million on the opening weekend, then you kind of like, well, yeah, it's a bomb, but it's not going to be one where there'll be like, oh my God, we're losing our shirts on this one. I still think that some executives need to be fired at Sony. For God's sakes, I don't even want... I would just cancel Kraven the Hunter. The Kraven the Hunter was supposed to come out last year. They pushed it an entire year for some reason, and it's just sitting on the shelf, racking up interest payments kind of thing. Like, why are you paying all these interest for it? Just put it out now. Put it out this week is what you should have done. And then you could have just wiped your hands of all of this and be kind of like, all right, that was the old regime of doing it. Moving forward, we're going to give you Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man 4. We're going to give you Andrew Garfield, Spider-Man 3, and they're going to meet up in a Spider-Verse movie, and it's going to be billions, Sony, billions. And I don't know why you're not making that play. It's frustrating because I don't know what you're thinking that you could, for an $80 million Madame Web, how did you think that that was ever going to be profitable? Shame on you, Sony. Shame. And I'm not the only one saying that, so it's kind of like, what else could you do with it? What else should you have done with it? Yeah, what we needed is, I hate to use this term, but kind of like a more sensual, sexy version of Madame Web. Because like the audience is 65% male. You're not going to get the females out in the droves as you would males. So show her in the costumes, show her in the tight stuff. But James, you can't do that. That's being very piggish towards women. But the actresses all involved seem to have no problem in showing. Very revealing stuff. So why couldn't you do that, right? Get more men or boys in wanting to see them. It's cheesy, it's sleazy, but you would bring in the cheddar guys. It would, regardless of the story. That's the power that's not being tapped. Oof, James, you shouldn't be using that term, but you know what I mean, right? Because if you're using the comic book lore kind of stuff, there's just ways that you can make it look sensual and play up that factor, because that's a factor that I'm not going to leave that on the table if I'm the executive. For God's sakes. Anyway, Chris Schober in the live chat says, yeah, my friend went to see it, Madame Web movie. I told them the ratings on Rotten Tomatoes were bad scores, but I told them that if you want to waste your money on it, this movie, yeah. I'm not going to see it because I always look for the scores first. I go to see the movie, James, yeah. Isn't that the new Spaceman movie with Madame, or Adam Sandler on Netflix? Is that out? If Spaceman's out, we might watch that together. See that. Is it out? Let me just pull up my Netflix. House. What was it called again? Spaceman? Coming March 1st. So that'll be on March 1st. Yeah. Spaceman is March 1st. So we'll watch that together. March will be a busy month. And then Damsel comes out the week later. So we'll be watching 2 watch-alongs. We're going to watch the Adam Sandler space movie together, and we're going to watch Millie Bobby Brown's Damsel in March. And then we got Dune Part 2. I think we just got a whole bunch of other big releases. My God. James, I meant to say the Madame Web movie is not the damn word. What? Oh. Whatever. All right. What's next? Do we need to say anything more about the weekend's box office? No, I don't think so. Yeah. All right. Guys, I hate to say this, but I gotta go use the washroom. I'll be back in just a quick second, okay? All right. Let's talk about it. Cool, man. Yeah, guys, sorry, I'm gonna have to change this title card of 10:30 because my schedule is so different now. It's working at least. I'm working. uh, we gotta change directions sometimes, and you're gonna see maybe different shorts appearing on the channel. Like, I want to share my opinions about certain things. I don't know if I'm gonna delve too much into the political stuff, but we'll see. Uh, yeah. Like the shorts, like the Madame Webb being like the worst part about Hollywood right now. That kind of stuff. I like doing that. That was a good idea. That was a good idea. And that just came to me while I was having dinner, and I was like, let's whip it off. And that's the way I did it. Chris Silver says, I'm so excited for Gladiator 2. That movie hasn't been confirmed yet. Yeah. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, let's get back into it. The BAFTAs happened over the weekend. And, well, let's take a look at the winners. BAFTA Awards. Oppenheimer and Poor Things win big as Barbie and Maestro are shut out. Oh, Lifer, you won't like that. You like Maestro, don't you? Bummer. So, yeah. The BAFTAs happened on Sunday night, and on Oppenheimer swept for Christopher Nolan, takes director, and Cillian Murphy for best actor. Overall, the movie, well, let's just get to it. Yeah. Best film went to Oppenheimer. Killers of the Flower Moon, Holdovers, Anatomy of a Fall. Poor Things was also up there. Best director went to Christopher Nolan. The only other one that I think that may give it a run for its money is maybe Alexander Payne, but we'll talk about the Oscars as we get closer to that. I'll do like my pool picks, my draft picks or whatever for the Oscars as we get closer to that. And then when the Oscars do happen, I'll have like my camera and everything. I'll have my studio set up so that if anything happens, I'll record like my reactions to the winners and stuff when we get there. Best Supporting Actress, Divine Joy Randolph. Holdovers, she's been winning it across the board. I don't think it kind of sucks that some of these people are not getting other considerations because Emily Blunt was great in Oppenheimer. Sandra Huller for Zone of Interest. Cooler. Rosamund Pike was nominated in the BAFTAs. Cool. So she's getting a little bit of recognition for Saltburn. That's cool. Supporting actor, Robert Downey Jr. I think that one's also kind of a walkway for the Oscars. I think, like, Ryan Gosling for Barbie was really good. But when you watch Oppenheimer, Robert Downey Jr. transforms a couple times. Like, yeah, he transforms into the character. Yes. I mean, like, he transforms throughout the movie. There's an arc there where there's a transition where he just changes his character and he pulls that off like masterfully, which I think will earn him an Oscar. Leading actress went to Emma Stone for Poor Things. She's been kind of running away with that. Margot Robbie, Carey Mulligan for maybe Maestro. I don't see that changing. You guys think that'll change? Lead actor went to Cillian Murphy, Oppenheimer. Yeah, we knew that. Paul Giamatti might give him a run for his money. Or even maybe Coleman Domingo. Rising Star Award. Phoebe Denver, Ayo Edribiri, Jacob Elordi. But Mia McKenna-Bruce was the winner. And Sophie Wilde was also nominated. Who the heck is Mia McKenna-Bruce? Okay, so she's young. What was she in? She's Rising Star and she won. I don't know a thing that she's in. Does that really make her the best Rising Star? Okay, so she is from the UK. Maybe that's why she won. Maybe that's why they didn't give it to the Jacob Elordi. What has she been in? Kindling, Vampire Academy, Persuasion. A bunch of stuff that I haven't seen. Rising Star. Now, have any of these projects that she's been in been bigger than what Jacob Elordi's been doing with Saltburn and as Elvis? Are any of those projects bigger? I fail to see it. I'm sensing a little bit of bias, dare I say prejudice, for Mia McKenna Bruce, who I've never even heard of until just a few minutes, like seconds ago. Yeah. Original screenplay went to Anatomy of a Fall. Um, Actually, I was hoping that Barbie or Holdovers would have gotten that, but okay. Adapted screenplay went to American Fiction. That was a very good screenplay. Oppenheimer. Yeah, Oppenheimer is not going to get the screenplay awards by the sounds of it. Um, I think that's fine. Poor Things, Tony McNamara. Film not in English language. Zone of Interest. Yeah, Society of Snow. Society of the Snow guys. For all the Society of the Snow fans. Anatomy of a Fall. No Godzilla? It can't be there because Japan didn't say that they wanted it for consideration. Best animated film went to The Boy and the Heron. I totally agree with that, although the fan favorite is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Elemental was also really good. And I hear that, oddly enough, Chicken Run, Dawn of the Nugget. I think Perry Nemiroff liked that film. Documentary, yeah, I don't know anything about documentaries. Outstanding British film went to Zone of Interest. Outstanding debut by British writer Earth Mama. Casting. So they've got a casting award, but before the Oscars, huh? The Holdovers went to Susan Shotmaker. Well, that cast, Divine, Joy Brown, Randolph, or whatever the heck her name is. Paul Giamatti. Yeah, good cast. Cinematography went to Oppenheimer. Yeah, great cinematography. Standout. I mean, Nolan is really diligent about his visuals. I think Robbie Ryan from Poor Things could have given it a run for its money because of the design of the, stages and like the aesthetic of like the sky being kind of like out of a painting kind of thing. Yeah, that might give it a run for its money. Editing went to Oppenheimer. You know what? You know what had really good editing? That's like everybody trashes on Ferrari for some reason, but Ferrari had some really good editing. Like, I mean, like you watch, yeah, the racing stuff is good too, but a lot of the scenes just took place between two people standing in a room, and it moved and it was tight. It's kind of a bummer that Ferrari's not getting as much recognition as it should. Costume design, not for Barbie, huh? For Poor Things, Holly Waddington. Okay, makeup and hair, Poor Things. Yeah, over Oppenheimer, Maestro. Everybody likes the prosthetic nose, but I just, it took me out of it, guys. I'm sorry. Original score went to Oppenheimer. That Ludwig Göransson's been winning it across the board. So, yeah, I think that one will go to that. Ludwig. Production design went to Poor Things. Okay, no, that's cool. Barbie is the one that I would like to see also maybe win for production design. But Poor Things, that's what I was saying about like the sets and like the skies looking like paintings and stuff like that. Best sound. Ferrari was nominated. Okay. Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning Part 1. Yeah, Ferrari had good sound. It really did. But the winner didn't go to Oppenheimer for sound? Really? The sound was one of the big things of Oppenheimer. Sitting in the theater and having like the seats shake because, whew, yeah, I still had to see this Zone of Interest. Special effects went to Poor Things. Special effects? Okay. Over Guardians of the Galaxy and over The Creator. Really? Creator had some great visual effects for the budget that it had. British short films. Okay. Well, guys, those are the BAFTA winners. What did you think about some of those? Yeah. It's just interesting to see, like, because we are in the award season, right? We got to figure out where it's going to go. Yeah. All right. Let's go on and talk about Yorgos Lanthimos because he directed Poor Things. What's he going to be making next? He sets to remake a Korean fantasy film, Save the Green Planet, with Poor Things producer Element Pictures. Okay, so same producer is going to be working on that. Well, that looks a little bit like Cronenberg's last film, but experimenting on people's bodies and stuff, right? Uh, what was that movie called? Why am I forgetting about it? I was one of the few people that actually liked it. Crimes of the Future, right? Uh, that's what it sort of looks like. Crimes of the Future, right? I like the movie. I know that it was very not what some people were expecting, but anyway, Yorgos. I'll always watch whatever he makes. It's polarizing some of his movies for sure, but it's kind of like, yeah, he understands filmmaking. It makes you feel something, right? And it's not necessarily always good feelings that you feel watching his movies. Okay, so he'll reteam for South Korean fantasy comedy Save the Green Planet. Now, I thought a story had come out that uh, he and Emma Stone had made like a secret movie together that they filmed like alongside Poor Things. I thought they had filmed like a secret movie that was supposed to like come out or something like that, right? Save the Green Planet's there, and Kinds of Kindness completed with Emma Stone. Okay, plot under wraps. So he does have that coming out as well, which is supposed to be done. Is that Emma or Margaret Qualley? Okay. Jesse Plemons. Wow, he looks really thin there, doesn't he? Jesse Plemons is a great actor. He's got so much range. He's got a lot of versatility. No, that's Jesse Plemons right there. He's just got so much character in his face. So yeah, they did film this secret mission or a secret movie, but then he's also got this other upcoming project, this remake. We got a synopsis for this? The long gestated project that he's been working on for a long time. It's a remake of the film based on the screenplay by Will Tracy from Succession. Okay. Also wrote the menu. Oh, he wrote the menu. Fascinating. The Outfits U.S. division. Okay. But I don't have a synopsis? That can't be right. It's got to be, if it's a remake, they got to tell me the synopsis. A young man captures and interrogates a businessman he believes is an alien invader. Wow. A young man captures and interrogates a businessman. Let me guess, is Colin Farrell going to be the businessman? The captor, his girlfriend, the businessman, and a private detective engage in a tense psychological battle. Well, that's very much Yorgos Lanthimos. Psychological battle, right there. Talk about like killing of the sacred deer kind of thing, right? Seems in his wheelhouse. Very interesting. Keep my eye on that. Chris Jober says, guess what, James? I just ordered TED TV series season 1. Okay, cool, man. I hear good things about it. I hear that it's very funny. Hey, James, do you like those Hostess Twinkies with golden sponge cake? Not really, man. I don't eat a lot of sweets. You know, I'm working out right now, so it's kind of like I want to cut out all the sugars and stuff. And try to get a waistline is what I want to do. That's what I want to do. All right. Let's talk about that Gladiator 2 story. Gladiator 2, early footage reportedly leaves studio execs blown away. Okay, well, that's good. That's good news. Except, you know, it's the studio executives, so it's kind of like whatever. I'm still excited to see this, mostly because of Denzel. Paul Mescal, I don't really know too much about. This will be kind of like my first introduction to him, but Denzel kind of playing like the bad guy, I think. The stellar cast includes Denzel Washington as a wealthy arms dealer, promising an engaging and action-packed storyline. Yeah, that's what I want to see. So in a quote with Deadline, Scott recently wrapped production on the sequel to his smash hit Gladiator, and according to sources, early footage has blown executives away, the report claims. Okay. It does. All-star cast. Denzel Washington, Pedro Pascal, big name out there. Our new Mr. Fantastic. Yeah. Joseph Quinn, our new Johnny Storm, is going to be in this as well. Yeah, the cast is big. There's Paul Mescal, right? I'm mostly watching it for Denzel. See where it goes. The young Lucius, right? It's what like the young Lucius. Paul Mescal's like the Lucius all grown up now, right? Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, something like that, isn't it? It's supposed to have like that's how it's loosely all tied together. May Callumway is also in this. She was in Moon Knight, right? She was awesome in Moon Knight. She's also in this. Cool. Looking forward to that. So early screens, executives liked it. November 22nd, 2024, guys. Gladiator 2. Djimon Hounsou's also in this. Cool. Can't go wrong with Djimon. He always brings it, right? Always. Gladiator 2 blows away the executives. You think a teaser would be no, probably not until May. Yeah, that will start. It'll start to ramp up in the summertime. We'll get teasers by then for sure for Gladiator 2. Next, Luc Besson Dracula. Luc Besson sinks his teeth into new Dracula movie with Christoph Waltz and Caleb Landry Jones. All right. So will Christoph Waltz be Dracula? Okay, the movie based on Dracula, titled Dracula, a Love Tale, dubbed a big budget reimagining of the character. Okay. Little is known about the movie. Deadline did report that it has an origin story element to it, exploring a little more depth in the gothic romance between Prince Vladimir and his wife, whose loss turns him into the forsake god and becoming a vampire. Yeah, like so basically they're taking like what the prologue of him going off to war, like he's madly in love with his wife, Wilhelmina, and the enemies try to trick her by shooting an arrow into the castle, right, and saying that he's died on the battlefield, which he didn't. So out of despair, she throws herself into the river and kills herself. So when he comes back, he's like, well, so angry he becomes Dracula, right? So if they go into the little bit more of the war kind of stuff of him like putting people up on the spikes and drinking their blood, do we need to see that? Okay, it'd be an interesting take for sure. Luc Besson, guys, if you don't know, he's hit or miss for a lot of people, but I liked his stuff. He did Lucy, Valerian in the City of 1,000 or whatever. It didn't work. But he did like The Professional, Leon the Professional, which is put him on the map for a lot of people. Everyone! Yeah. Fifth Element. Yeah. It's one of my favorite. Which we did watch together here on the channel. So Leon the Professional and a Taken TV series. What? Did he produce that? Writer. I want his directing credits, guys, not his writing credits. The Family, The Lady. So he's done some French stuff as well. I know that a lot of people want to poo-poo all over Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets. I didn't hate it. It wasn't memorable enough for me to go back and revisit. There were things I liked about it. But Luc Besson doing a new Dracula, going to be a little bit more focused in on more of the romance of Prince Vlad and the wife kind of thing. Fascinating. The plot official write-up is here. Having just been arrested, Douglas... Oh, what the heck is that? No, that has nothing to do with us. All right. Well, keep our eyes open for that. The Astronaut. Talking about horror. Kate Mara and Lawrence Fishburne. Guys, you know I am a big fan of Kate Mara. Haven't seen her in a while, so it'll be good to see her. And she'll face some alien threats in The Astronaut. First photo released. Kate Mara. there she is. It's really hard for me. I think Rooney is the better actress, but I like Kate a lot more. No, because they're sisters. If you didn't know that Kate Mara and Rooney Mara are sisters, they're like the daughters of the owners of the New York Giants, right? The New York Giants is like their dad. The owner of that is like their, so they come from money. Whatever. Uh, Good actress. I like them, and I want to see her in horror. Lawrence Fishburne portrays General William Harris in charge of the NASA facility where Sam is housed. Kate Mara is playing Sam. All right. Let's see if we got a synopsis in here, guys. Please tell me that you've got. Yeah, this is one of the reasons why I like Kate Mara. Anyway, we are pleased that Kate Mara and Gabriel Luna have joined with Lawrence Fishburne to bring the script to life. Well, hey, why wasn't Gabriel Luna put in the headlines? Terminator, right? He played one of the Terminators in Salvation. He was also in The Last of Us. He played the brother, right? He was good in that. The Last of Us. Yeah, that was the last time we saw him. Cool. Do we have a synopsis? Right here. Quote, when astronaut Sam Walker Mara returns from her first space mission, she's found miraculously alive in a punctured capsule floating deep off the coast of the Atlantic Ocean. Expected to be reunited with her husband, Luna, she finds herself placed under an intense NASA surveillance in a high security house for rehabilitation and medical testing under the control of General William Harris. However, when disturbing occurrences begin happening around the property, she fears that something extraterrestrial has followed her back to Earth. So it's a little bit like what that Johnny Depp movie a bit was like, right? The astronaut's wife, wasn't it? He goes up into space, he comes back, he's acting a little bit weird, except that an entity is after her of some kind. Okay, the astronaut. Guys, what do you think about that synopsis? Does it intrigue you? The cast intrigues me. Uh, I just want it to be like a small little thriller, like Life was with Ryan Reynolds and Rebecca Ferguson. Remember that? And Jake Gyllenhaal was also in that, right? Yeah, like a small little thriller like that. I appreciate those from time to time. Sometimes it's just the right tonic that I need to wash my mouth out from watching abominations like my damn Webb. All right. Let's talk about Kickboxer getting a reboot. Yes. John Wick 4. Scott Adkins joins Jean-Claude Van Damme in Kickboxer Reboot. Well, that's cool. Van Damme's still doing it, huh? Well, we know that Scott Adkins can act if you watched him in John Wick 4. And of course, you know that he can do martial arts and the action stuff. So that's a cool mix. Scott Adkins joins the action-packed world of Kickboxer for the final outing in the reboot trilogy, Kickboxer Armageddon. All right. I didn't even realize that they had rebooted it as a trilogy, but Scott Adkins joins the reboot as a sadistic cult leader Caesar in final chapter of trilogy. 2016's Kickboxer Vengeance, led by stuntman martial artist Elaine Musil as Sloan. The reboot brings back Jean-Claude Van Damme as a different character. Oh, that's weird. Featuring the likes of Dave Bautista, Gina Carano. Did it? Oh, I want to watch it because of Gina Carano. And then it followed up with Kickboxer Retaliation, once again led by Moosey and Van Damme. All right. Christopher Lambert and Mike Tyson? They in there? Wow. So where will Scott Adkins fit into preceding Kickboxer Armageddon? High kicks, it'll be for sure. Yeah. Of course he's a legend. Fascinating. I thought there was going to be like a brand new reboot, but apparently they had already rebooted it. I'll keep my eyes open. Pfeiffer says, life is good, but it made me want to see Alien again. Yeah. I just liked it because it wasn't trying to be big and grandiose like what that third Cloverfield movie was trying to be, right? Yeah. And it was a little bit more grotesque, I felt, especially when Ryan Reynolds, the way that Ryan Reynolds goes out, it's pretty gross, man. I liked it. It was creepy. It was eerie. All right. What else do I got? Deliverance. Let's talk about that. Tom Priestley, Oscar-nominated film editor on Deliverance, dies at 91. Long life, man. And I just wanted to bring up this story to pay my respects to his work and Deliverance. Deliverance is a movie that, if you haven't seen it, guys, it's a movie that you should watch. I would like to watch it together with you guys, but it's got like one scene in particular that we could not watch together because of, well, what's implicated in it, what happens in it, the pig scene. But like all the actors had great chemistry together, and I just want to pay my respects to the cinematography because they filmed themselves out on the river.
We beat it, didn't we?
And
did we beat that?
like it's a phenomenal looking film.
Don't beat this river.
Burt Reynolds, awesome. Yeah. Dialogue, like the script for this was so great. Ned Beatty, right? He goes to some dark places, man, Ned Beatty. And he does it so well because he plays it like so innocently. And I kind of like Burt Reynolds. I think this is my favorite role of his because he plays this macho guy that tries to play like he knows it all. He knows how to get to places and stuff like that. But there's like a vulnerability to him as well, kind of thing, like that he manages to pull off really well. That he would say, well, does Burt Reynolds really know how to act deeply and stuff? Well, watch Deliverance because he goes to some great places, and a lot of it is the dialogue and just scenes of them talking, which is just kind of like that sucks you in. So the editor is passed on.
Machines are gonna fail.
Bummer, man. Tom Priestley, my respects. He also did The Great Gatsby, The Return of the Pink Panther, Sporting Life. Let's pull up his IMDb. Oh, wow, look at that tash. 1932 to 2023. Wait a minute. Is this an old story? No, February 19th. So we're just learning about it now. Okay, so he died last year, it sounds like. On Christmas. Wow. 1984. Lord of the Flies. Oh, he worked on that, huh? Whatever happened to that female version of Lord of the Flies that was supposed to come out? Uh-oh, he did Exorcist 2, The Heretic. Well, you know, it was a paycheck. Morgan, The Human Jungle. But yeah, I think Deliverance is something that's... I think it's just, as a movie fan, it's one of those ones that you gotta it's like The Godfather kind of thing, where you gotta put it under your belt to say, yeah, I checked that one off. I saw that. Deliverance is pure evil, very disturbing, Pfeiffer says. Yeah, for multiple ways. Not beyond the pig scene. It's the morality of it afterwards. Like there's the scene at the dinner table when they get picked up, and it's kind of like Ned Beatty and the main character there kind of just looking at each other. Do they know? Do they don't know? There's a paranoia all about it towards the end, where it's just like, it's visceral. Yeah. Because things go bad on the river. You just heard him say, you don't beat the river kind of thing, right? And it goes down to some really dark places. And the four act, yeah. I think Deliverance is a masterpiece. There it is, straight up. Okay, where are we at? Hit or miss. If it's a hit, we'll talk about it. If it's a miss, we'll move on. Latest Daredevil Born Again set videos, images tease the Punisher's return. John Bernthal. Cool, man. Back as the Punisher? No, this might be spoilery for some people. It's just, you don't really see his face. But since they've retooled it. Cool. Who's that? Who's in the white suit there? I'm guessing this is him here, right? The hood up. And John Bernthal's there, right? Is that White Tiger? Okay. Yeah. John Bernthal is listed for that. Let me just pull up his IMDb. Good actor. And if you've ever watched any snippets from his podcast or just watch his podcast, he's a good interviewer as well. Good talker. Origin, The Bear, Daredevil Born Again. Yeah, so he's under his IMDb. Snow Ponies, and the Untitled Accountant sequel. Rumored. Yeah, I want to see a sequel to The Accountant. Why haven't we seen that? Good actor, though. Lots of range. And he's not a big dude. He's not tall. He's not super tall or anything. But he can pull off some really tough scenes. Oh, watch Wind River. He's got a few scenes in that, but he delivers with such punch. He just takes your eye, and you're like, "That's John Bernthal, man." But if he's back as Punisher, that's cool. Yeah, if you go and find the leaks and stuff, you'll see like behind the scenes stuff. I'm not going to play it here, but I just like that's just cool that he's back. His name should be like third in line here. It should be, because that like just let people hear that yes, he's back. Do what I'm doing. It'll start to build up the hype, right? I liked him in King Richard as the tennis coach. Bifer said, "Oh, okay, cool." He was also good in Wolf of Wall Street, right? And Walking Dead, obviously. Shane, he was really menacing in that. Talking about tennis, Roger Federer doc from Oscar-winning Amy director Asif Kapadia, set on Prime Video. Roger Federer. Guys, I don't watch men's tennis. If I watch tennis, it's female tennis. But yeah, I know he's also a poker player. He likes poker, right? He appreciates a good game. That's a miss. Who cares? Salem's Lot. Why is it still gathering dust on the WB's shelf? Now, this is a hit because we tracked this project for the longest time before it came out. We saw the promotional materials, like the poster and stuff like that. We got like a small hint of a teaser, and it was like, no. Then they put it on the shelf. They scrapped it. They said that it was like a Madame Webb kind of thing where it's like, well, this should be scrapped. Oh, sorry, no, it's more like a Batgirl movie kind of thing where they well we're gonna scrap it, but it's just been on the shelf. They haven't officially scrapped it, so I was like on board with it, man. I wanted to see it. So is it really that bad? Does it really stink up the joint? Like if it stinks up the joint like Madame Webb, yeah, this was like with the poster that we saw, then I guess we're not gonna see it. Lewis Pullman, Top Gun Maverick as Ben Mears. Yeah, yeah. So it had a cast, a decent cast. I tried reading the book, but the book has like these, it's very episodic in its chapters where you follow a character for a few small, like 1-page chapter kind of things. And then it kind of like evolves into like an amalgamation of things. It was a curious project. I wanted to see it. I'll keep my eye out on it. This article probably just offers us some conjecture. some speculation. Will it show up on Max? I think it will. I think it'll just go straight to a streamer. Or they'll just scrap it like Looney Tunes, like Acme versus Coyote or Coyote versus Acme. Just turn it into a write-off rather than taint the waters, which should have happened to Madame Webb. They should have just scrapped it. The thing about Madame Webb, though, is that if it was a good movie, would it have suffered the same blowback? I think so. So even if it was like if Madame Webb was like a really, really good movie, the people trying to tell you that it was a really good movie would get drowned out by the people that just want to poo-poo all over it, right? Without even seeing it. But let's not go down that rabbit hole. We've done that before. We don't need to poo-poo all over everything, do we? Well, Linda Hamilton says otherwise. She said that Stranger Things ruined the show for her being in it. Well, that sucks. You come off the bench to be in Terminator Dark Fate, say you want to get back into acting, you get the Stranger Gigs role that a million actresses would die for, and now you're done your work on it, and you say it ruined the show. Ugh, Linda Hamilton. She's aged terribly. She must have been like a smoker for years, and I think maybe she had a problem with the bottle. She was very, very stunning. I wonder what her sister looks like. Like, if her sister, like, she's got an identical twin sister, and what if she looks the same, or if she's kept herself well. How old is Linda Hamilton? 67. See, there she doesn't look too bad. But she looked really rough in Dark Fate, and she looks really rough in this photo. Like, I don't know. James, you shouldn't make fun of that. That's what happens when you get older. She's 67. What are you talking about? That's very, very unbecoming of you to make that observation. Oh, bummer, man. Well, fine then. Well, she was crapping all over Stranger Things, so I don't want to see it. That's it. I'm done. I don't want to. Okay, fine. Fine, if that's your attitude. We'll just move on. Because it is hit or miss. All right. Let's go over the Twitterverse and see what we got. Somebody said that there's a new trailer that dropped for something. Who said that? Oh, nobody said that. Okay. What do we got here? Dominic Sessa joins Rose Byrne in Stephen Lang's Toe. It will chart the true story of Amanda Ogle, played by Byrne, a homeless Seattle woman who fought her way out of tow company hell to reclaim her life and car after receiving a tow bill for $21,000. Wow. Wow. Well, I like Rose Byrne. Got nothing against Dominic Sessa, who was just in The Holdovers. He did a very good job in that. Rose Byrne. Yeah, good actress. Anyone But You will be released on digital tomorrow. Oh, so do I even need to go see it in theaters?
We're just putting these ridiculous situations.
Oh, God. That's how much you see of Glenn Powell in it? Ugh. At least it's... So that's going to be on digital tomorrow. Did he lose something up his butt or something? Sydney Sweeney, though. Maybe I'll go watch this movie. When did it say? 1:30 it started, right? So I'd have to finish the show and get out the door in 10 minutes. It's possible. I could do that, maybe. I don't know. New trailer for Shirley, Regina King. It's going to be on Netflix March 22nd. Okay. Yorgos Lanthimos will remake Save the Green Planet. Yet we knew of that. Ari Aster is set to produce. Pedro Pascal is in the new Post Male TV Star 2024 People's Choice Awards. Oh yeah, that also happened over the weekend. I don't care about the People's Choice Awards though. Oscars voting begins Thursday, so people start voting on who's going to win the Oscars this Thursday. Oppenheimer wins BAFTA. Oh, yeah, we know that. Noah Baumbach and Greta Gerwig. Big Little Lies. Hunger Games wins Action Movie of the Year at People's Choice Awards. Only Murders in the Building 2024 Best Comedy Show. Somebody just joined the cast of that. Who was that? For season 4. Somebody just got cast. I forget. I saw the headline. Whatever. Selena Gomez wins female TV star. That's cool. The Summer I Turned Pretty. Jennifer Lawrence wins Comedy Movie Star of the Year. Cool. I'd like to watch that with you guys, but there's a big scene in it where you get to see full frontal, really from her, and it's going, well, wow. That'll be tough. We'd have to cut out the entire scene, which kind of sucks. Margot Robbie wins Female Movie Star of the Year. Cool. Ryan Gosling. Who's this? Rachel Zegler. Grey's Anatomy. Yeah, isn't there? Yeah, there's a new season of Survivor, February 28th. So we're a week away from the new 9 days away from a new season of Survivor. Huh. Pedro Pascal wins. Rachel Zegler wins. Oppenheimer wins. People's Choice Awards. Yeah. All right, so this is just flooding me with, oh God, Florence Pugh. She wears a lot of racy stuff, doesn't she? I'm not complaining, though. Loki wins Sci-Fi Fantasy of the Year. Really? Billie Eilish wins TV Performance of the Year for Swarm. So, you know that? I don't know if I... that's why I don't watch them. Okay. Catherine Hahn. I like that black dress kind of thing. The sash. So we'll see her next in Agatha, House of Harkness or whatever, right? Coven of Death or whatever. They changed the name so many times I forget what it's about. Sydney Sweeney. Lucy Hale. Simu Liu. I thought he tore his ACL from what I heard. Does it look like he's got a brace on there? Do I see a brace? No. Ariana Greenblatt. All right, so it's just okay. There's Anya Taylor-Joy at the BAFTAs after party. Whoops, sorry guys. Captain Britain is trending. Why is that trending? Is that because people want Henry Cavill as Captain Britain? Yeah, people want Henry Cavill as Captain Britain, but it's kind of like, I don't know if that's going to happen. He's working on Highlander, guys. We'll see. All right, I think that's pretty much it for me today. Chris Shelby, you should do a watch along for a movie. Creature was stirring movie. For a Creature was stirring horror movie. Creature was stirring. Let's see if I can pull that. Oh, Creature was stirring movie. Oh, it's got Annalise Basso in it. I'll watch it for her. A nurse taking care of her daughter's mysterious affliction struggles to hide her secrets when uninvited strangers take shelter in her house during a lethal blizzard. All right. Scout Taylor Compton. She hasn't been in anything since Rob Zombie's Halloween, has she? Oh, she has been working. Cool. Just in nothing that I've seen. Cool. I'll check that out, Chris. Thanks. Javier Calles says Kate Mara is hot. Just saying. Oh yes, Javier. One of the many reasons why I like Kate Mara. Wow. I'll have to keep my eye out for that Astronaut movie. I vote we don't do Survivor this season. The cast looks average. Yeah, Bifer. I don't know how I'm going to be able to juggle the my work schedule with doing on a consistent basis watch-alongs, because I may be working on Thursday mornings. It would have to be in the evenings for Thursdays. No, I can't, because I got to run out and do things in the end. It's really tough. It would have to be like maybe Friday. By then, the blowover. Like our tracking did well for last season, like views wise. People did come out and watch our season, but it's a lot of work, and it's so dodgy in its. Is it going to get copyright claimed? Is it going to get? I kind of burnt myself out a little bit bouncing between that and Hell's Kitchen, because it's the most we got was 68 views for episode 2. I guess it slowly started to climb, but if it was over 100 views, maybe. Oh, that one got blocked for some reason, huh? So, like, it's fun to do it, but it's kind of like, I don't know. Maybe what we could do is just get kind of like a quick little shorts reaction at the end of each episode, kind of like, here's my thoughts on it, guys, for the next season. If they do, that is a good call, Bifer. If they do like a fan favorites kind of thing again, where they bring back some of the cast that wanted like a second round, then I'll be on board for that. We'll definitely do that. But the game needs to be changed up. The 90-minute episodes helped, but it's kind of like they need to bring back Redemption Island or something. You should watch, yeah. So that's pretty much it. I know we've gone a little bit more overtime today, but that's because I had to take a quick bathroom break. My apologies for that. Hey, it happens. And I could sit here and be all uncomfortable, but then obviously like, nah, I'm just going to go take care of this. It is what it is. Yeah, I don't see any new trailers out here either. No, no new trailers. Okay. Guys, that's it for me today. I am off for the next 2 days, so pay attention tomorrow for my straight out of the theater reaction for Bob Marley. And if not, we'll be doing movie news anyway, probably in the morning. So hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and I'll see you next time right here on Mirror Domains.